Hi, Steve. Why are you dressed like a hamburger today? Are we gonna make hamburgers? Yes, we are. Good job, Steve. What do you have there, Steve? Do you have hand sanitizer for our chef?
Thank you, Steve. That's very kind of you. I gotta
Okay.
keep my hands clean.
Bye, Steve.
Bye, Steve. So we're making hamburgers. Everyone makes hamburgers, but these are kind of different. They're coffee rub cheeseburgers with a Texas barbecue sauce. They're all our own kind of twist on the Texas barbecue sauce, but Texas barbecue sauce-ish. So the first thing we're going to make is spice rub. So there's about 2 tablespoons of coffee, and then we're going to add some brown sugar. We like brown sugar. Actually, we love brown sugar. It says 2 teaspoons. Yeah, right. So we're going to put a little more than that in there. Probably a good tablespoon or 2. Grind it up real good in your fingers so you don't end up with little chunks, otherwise your spice rub will not, well, rub very well. And then we're going to put some black pepper. Because some of the folks in my family are heat intolerant, I will actually measure the black pepper. It's 1 teaspoon, but I'm making a double, or 2 teaspoons, I'm making a double batch, so that's 4 teaspoons, which is about a tablespoon plus. Probably about all I got left in this little jar. Yep, we're just going to put all that in. Coriander. Coriander's also got a bit of a kick to it. So for my heat intolerant family types, we're going to go a little low on the coriander. It requires a half a teaspoon. For my double batch is like 1 teaspoon, so I'm going about 2/3 of a teaspoon. And the last is the oregano and sea salt. Oregano, I do like to crunch it up a little more so it gets nice and small, so I get about, well, that's about a teaspoon. And crunch it up so it's nice and fine, so it goes in your mix nice. And then we've got a half a teaspoon of sea salt, which I'll measure out exactly. Okay, maybe not exactly. So that's about a teaspoon for my double batch. Mix it up a little bit. Make sure you got all that brown sugar clumps all out of it, so that rubs into your burgers nicely. And there you have 1 spice rub. When we did cheat, I already made the bacon, so make your bacon. You guys got that done already? Good work, guys, getting that bacon done. So, measure out your hamburger just in whatever size you like. I got big, huge people are eating, so I usually make them at third to third plus. One thing I do like about this recipe that I never knew, if you want your hamburgers to stay nice and flat, so that's about the size I want. If you put a nice indentation here in the middle, it'll stay about that size when you cook it on the grill. It's amazing. It's a wonderful thing. All right, so we're going to make the rest of our patties here. Okay, we're back. We got little patties made here. Depending on how spicy you want it, the recipe calls for about a teaspoon. I just kind of, I don't know how much I put in my last, kind of get the top nice and covered. It isn't a really hot spice. It's just it's got some warmth to it, but it does. The coffee really adds and the brown sugar add an interesting flavor to it. Pat it in a little bit. Ethan, could you grab this for me? All right, let's go to the grill. Okay, we're gonna make some homemade French fries. If you don't have a really cool chopper like this, go buy one. Because they're so much fun. Dust fryer. If you don't have a fryer, you need to buy one of those. They're just lovely to have. Alright, so pour your fries in. The potatoes have got a ton of moisture in them, so if you don't separate them, they won't separate in the grease. And then you have giant clumps of potatoes, and they're not nearly as good as clumps as the Arrows fries. Okay, drop them, and then moving around some, just to make sure all those clumps came apart. Those are in. And put your oily spoon on a paper towel so your wife doesn't get angry. Okay, so now we're going to make this Texas barbecue sauce. So start with a couple tablespoons of butter. I think the recipe calls for 1 clove of garlic. We do a lot more. So So I'm going to saute the garlic here, and Ethan, why don't you go out and flip the burgers? So we're going to melt the butter.
Don't worry, I can edit out these.
Yeah, that part too.
I won't now.
Ethan already juiced the lemons for me. It calls for, I think, a fourth of a cup of lemon. Everybody in my family really likes lemons. So we go a little heavier on the lemon. It calls for a cup of ketchup. We usually add mostly ketchup and then add a little bit of Casey masterpiece or some other sauce that's a little sweeter because we like it sweeter. If you don't, then stick with the ketchup. But that's nice about making your own sauces. It'll come out however you like it. We like lots of garlic, so I think it calls for 1 clove, and we're gonna put 4 in. So there's your garlic in there. We're gonna have to whisk this sauce, so I've got my handy dandy whisk that's coated so it doesn't scratch my precious pan. So that is going to cook us a little bit until it gets just clear. Once it gets clear, we're going to take everything off. So while that's getting clean, I'm going to get my ketchup going here. So that's, you know, about 3/4 of a cup of ketchup. I'm going to put the rest barbecue sauce. You can go straight ketchup if your little heart desires. Whatever makes you happy. I think our garlic is doing its thing. We don't need any more heat. Okay, that's all getting mixed in. And 1/3 of a cup of Worcestershire. Worcestershire, lemon juice. That's actually too much. I'll let you can drink the rest of that. And then your favorite canned peppers, which I would open if I had any idea what I'd done with the... Oh, someone put it away for me. That would be my wife who likes to clean up while I'm still cooking. Yes. Healthy helper. Alright, put some of these in there. Like I said, we're a little heat intolerant, so I don't put in quite as many as they say to put in. Okay. It says you can stop cooking it. I like to let it sit on there just a little bit at a real low temperature, so it just bubbles just a little bit. Gets it nice and thick and juicy. I'm going to put a smidge of cayenne in. 1/4 teaspoon, which is about all I'm going to put in. And yes, it was exactly 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, we're good. We're going to check the burgers. Ethan, can you stir the french fries? Okay, so we're putting some cheese on here. I don't buy sliced cheese because that's kind of expensive. And we like the Mexican cheese, so I just sprinkle some Mexican cheese on here. I'm going to turn the burner down because it's going to light my hand on fire. Freaking hate it's hot.
Spicy stuff.
And Ethan has flipped them for us, and he's added more of our coffee spice rub to them. They look delish, and they're just about done. So we're going to add the cheese, turn the heat down, and let that melt. I'll even turn it off in a second. Let's go finish our stuff. French fries. So, give them a good shake. That was just kind of a weird shake. Put them on your paper towel. You can salt them, you can put sea salt on them. What we like to do is use some Old Bay seasoning. If you haven't tried Old Bay seasoning, you're missing it. So I'm gonna blot these real good. The dogs like it when I blot them because I inevitably throw at least one onto the floor and then the dogs eat it. As you can see, they're hovering. Oh, the whole batch almost went right there. Dogs would have loved it. Okay, so once you got them moderately degreased, get some Old Bay seasoning on there. Thought that was good. Keith, want to go turn the burgers off, please? Throw a little sea salt on. And we got French fries.
Yummy.
And yummy. Here's the style sauce. So you can see the sauce is just starting to bubble a little bit, and it is just nice and thick and just lovely. That's what we're gonna put on top of the burgers. We also save it for pretty much everything else too. I'm gonna make another batch of French fries because we eat too many of these. But we've put this stuff on like packaged pork. You know, if you buy like, you know, pulled pork for a quick dinner at you know, Costco or the grocery store or something, this is much better than their sauce. So get yourself some good buns and some of this sauce, and it's good. So I'm gonna put my next batch of French fries in, and then we're gonna get the burgers and we're gonna be done. Okay, so we got our burger, we got our sauce. Again, depending on how, you know, heat tolerance you are, how spicy you want it, put more or less on. So there's some sauce. We got our bacon that we made over here. There's that. You can put your tomato on there. I don't actually like tomato, so I'm not going to have any tomato. Handful of homemade fries. And you're good. Voila. And that's it. Steve says we're done.
Yay! All right, bye folks.